In the heart of ancient Rome, power struggles boil over, and betrayal lurks in the shadows. Amidst the grandeur of the Senate, a plot unfolds, a plot that will shake the foundations of an empire. On March 15th, 44 BC, Julius Caesar is assassinated. Gaius Julius Caesar is a Roman patrician, yet he is popular with the masses. After a successful military campaign in Gaul, Caesar defies the Senate by crossing the Rubicon with his army. A 4-year civil war ensues, and Caesar emerges victorious. He pardons many of the senators who opposed him, including Marcus Junius Brutus and Gaius Cassius Longinus. Caesar is named dictator, a position in Roman republican government that was bestowed on an individual only in a time of national crisis and only for a maximum of 6 months. Caesar is, however, named dictator for 10 years and ultimately dictator for life. Caesar uses his power to launch ambitious reforms that further endear him to the people. Jealous of Caesar and seeing their own status diminishing, senators, led by Brutus and Cassius, plot against Caesar. They strike on the Ides of March, stabbing him to death. Coming up, we'll learn more about Caesar's reforms. We'll also fact-check the great William Shakespeare a bit. How accurate is his account of Caesar's assassination? Another interesting question we'll explore is this. Do we know today the location where Julius Caesar was assassinated? And if so, can you visit it? Don't forget to check out Today in History in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. There's a link in the description. All right, some of Caesar's reforms include granting property to retiring soldiers, redistributing land to the poor, and canceling debts. But the most enduring of Caesar's reforms is the Julian calendar, which becomes Europe's standard calendar for the next 1,500 plus years, and is the basis for the Gregorian calendar that we use today. If you want to learn more about these calendars, I explained them in detail in the video from March 3rd about Russia in World War I. I'll include a link in the description. Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, which is great drama but pretty weak history, popularizes the expression Ides of March in our modern parlance. One thing Shakespeare may have gotten right, though, is the story of the seer warning Caesar about the Ides of March. In fact, the ancient historian Plutarch writes about the episode. However, Plutarch was actually born about 100 years after Julius Caesar's death, so his account could also be inaccurate or exaggerated. Something Shakespeare almost certainly gets wrong is the supposed close friendship between Caesar and Brutus. Brutus already, quote-unquote, betrayed Caesar during the Civil War. They were probably not besties. Caesar is, in fact, 15 years Brutus's senior and famously has an affair with Brutus's mother Servilia that lasts many years, probably at least 20. In fact, it may be his relationship with Servilia that prompts Caesar to pardon Brutus at the end of the Civil War. We do know that Caesar cares about Servilia enough to grant her several estates confiscated during the Civil War. So it's not much of a stretch to assume she could have had a part in convincing Caesar to pardon her son. According to Shakespeare, Caesar utters "Et tu, Brute?" or "And you, Brutus?" as he's being stabbed. In reality, we don't know if he said this or anything else at that moment. It's not, however, just Shakespeare who pushes this idea of Caesar's murder being the ultimate betrayal. In fact, nearly 300 years before Shakespeare, Dante's Inferno places Brutus and Cassius in the absolute lowest part of hell, on the same level as Judas Iscariot, the betrayer of Jesus. They are, for Dante, the 3 greatest backstabbers in history. We do actually know the location of Caesar's assassination. It was the Curia Pompeia, one of the Roman Senate's meeting places. It is located in an area of Rome known today as the Largo di Torre Argentina. The site was discovered in 1927 during one of fascist dictator Benito Mussolini's famous modernization efforts in the heart of Rome. For many years, the site could only be experienced at a distance from the streets and buildings surrounding it. In 2019, Rome's mayor announced that work would be done to enable tourists to walk through the site. Funding for the project was provided by upscale Italian jeweler Bulgari. In 2023, the site was opened to the public, making it possible to walk where Caesar fell. If you like what you've seen today, please make sure to like and subscribe. There are more videos, including the one I mentioned where I talk about the Julian and Gregorian calendars, and another great Mr. Lewis video right here. Thanks for watching.